Welcome back to the channel, guys, to the Idiot with a Hammer show. Wait, is that what we're calling this now? Anyway, you can see I have been working on a burned up bathroom. It was not a burned bathroom, nothing explosive happened in here or anything. Keep all your weird jokes to yourself. It was near this garage that actually caught on fire. I've rebuilt the garage. Now I'm getting ready to do the roof on here. A lot of demo that we had to get out, and then we started kind of reframing. I had to put a header in here. I did have some help. I kind of cheated. This wasn't a DIY. You don't want word to get out on that one. But I want to set this ridge is what I'm going to do now, I hope. I think I have everything ready. I've got 4 rafters. I've got my ridge. I'm halfway ready. I gotta go find my ridge. I think I can set them. Then maybe run a ceiling joist or 2 to hold everything together, and then I want to run the rafters before I do the joists, just so I have some room. And I figured I'd bring you guys along. Once I'm all said and done with what I want to accomplish today, maybe I'll do a walkthrough on this, kind of give you an explanation as to what went on and what the rebuild on my end, what that process is. There's a lot of other stuff going on, but that's the GC's taking care of all that. I'm just the idiot with a hammer. We're really going with that? I gotta talk to you. All right, well, I stepped out here to see what's going on, and we're definitely running high to the right. Got to use my phone because the GoPro's up there somewhere. Oh man! For you guys' sake, I hope I put some kind of clown music in this part. Well, that was a dadgum struggle fest. That was like almost a half hour. And I've only got 3 rafters up. I haven't got this other one up against the house. And now it looks like we're actually running downhill from the house. I don't know what's... Why do you guys watch this channel? It's for comedic relief, right? Seriously. Write down, take your time, hit the keyboard, tell me exactly why you watch this channel. I'll wait, go ahead. I guess I'll try to get that other rafter on. Make sure it fits and everything lines up. Then I'm gonna throw a level on this thing. And we're gonna see how bad that ridge actually is. Now what I think the problem is that these existing walls are not parallel. So that will definitely throw things off, but all right, I'm a little under the gun on time here, so I'm gonna do that, and I'll check back in with you guys, and then I'm gonna read all your comments as to why you watch this stupid channel. I'm getting a little frustrated if you can't figure that out. Update time. So these 2 at the house, I had to take like 3/16 off the vertical cut at the ridge on both of these, and that kind of got the ridge at that end right where it wanted to be to line up with the old stuff. And then when I threw a level on this, it was spot on. For some reason, it still looks weird from out by the street, but that could be a bunch of wonky stuff. I mean, this is an old house. You can just tell the way it was built right there. So I cut a couple more rafters here, and these are actually on my layout because these up against the garage don't fall on the layout. I wasn't exactly sure where they needed to be. So I cut 2 more, got on the layout, so we're anchored now, which is fantastic. Now what I'm going to do is run my ridge out onto the garage there and plane through, try to plane through as best I can. I might have to run a couple more rafters. I guess I wasn't thinking about that part. You know, I think we can make this up as we go. I think it'll work. Figure out a valley board because I've got to kind of pick through material. Material is getting scarce. But I get my valley boards in, and then I can run all my jack rafters, and then that's done. Then I can come back in here and run these rafters, and then my ceiling joists. The ceiling joists are going to go from the wall across this bathroom here, and they are going to, oh man, I almost fell down and died. They're going to hanger into the beam there, right about at the height of the plate. Then we're going to come out here where we have this ginormous overhang, and these will have ceiling joists that run back, and they will also need to be hangered. So it's just going to be a big giant overhang. There was a beam here, but this beam was lower than 6'8". We couldn't get away with that, so we had to build up here, brace the rafters at the wall so this overhang isn't carrying the load that it would be if it just ran out to where the beam was. Because we had to get rid of the beam because it didn't clear 6'8", which the porch on the entry to the house is only like 6'5", and that they've let go. But since we were demoing, the county, it's this county inspections here, since we're demoing, the county wants to upgrade stuff. So that's what we're doing. But I think I've got a plan to go after my jack rafters, valley rafters, blah, 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 whatever you want to call that, that you tie in and build the valley stuff. We're going to do that. And then we're going to go from there. So I'm going to get some stuff tuned up and ready to go. And then I will bring you along. I'll put you up on your perch somewhere up here. And I get some video, some more video. Keep watching. It's going to be fun. All right, jump cut. Got some stuff installed here. Oh, let me try to get up here. There we go. I extended my ridge. Got it laid out. And then I got valley boards. I'm going to do 2. These are going to catch the point. And then I'm going to slide another 2x4 underneath that'll catch the heel of the rafter because that is what bears the weight. And I have all my measurements. So I got my caveman iPad here. I'm going to write down my measurements and I'm going to go cut them. Then we're going to install them. And then we're going to reassess our day because it's later than I had hoped on a Sunday. But what can you do? It's the first day that hasn't been blazing hot and humid, so I'm making the most of it. 34, 14, and 5, 8. The bevels on either side are opposite each other. So you got to make sure you make your cuts properly or else you're just going to start burning through a bunch of material. And I've got a video about doing valley rafters and stuff, so check that one out. I really apologize about the wind. I hope you guys can hear me. Anyway, so I always label them. This would be, we're going to label this as the truck side. And we'll label this as, this one's the side where the potty is. So we got the truck side and the potty side. And that's how we will differentiate the angles. The bevel for the horizontal cut will be the degree of a 6 pitch, which is about 27, if you can see that. Everything's a 6. So we cut this, the vertical cut and the horizontal cut is a 6, but then we have to bevel it also at the pitch of a 6 because we are sitting on a 6-pitch also. I explained it all in that other video. Just go check out that other video after you've watched this video, of course. And then watch all the other videos. Alright, let's go cut these. This is probably terrible lighting, but just real quick, I think I mentioned that the material was getting a little slim with the pickings. We've got a whole bunch of 2x8s. They were intended for rafters. This garage has 2x8 rafters. But the way these existing walls were, and it being smaller on the bathroom, 2x6s worked out better because it didn't give me a gigantic bird's mouth. So, I'm ripping all these down. Yep. I mean, hopefully not really any more than like 3 for this, but then when I cut the rest of my comments, they're gonna have to be ripped too. So, ain't nothing to it but to do it. Let's rip them down and then start making these, get them installed, go home and go to bed. Truck side, long point, the way my saw cuts is the bevel this way. So I'm going to cut my first big one, truck side, makes an easier cut. And then that leaves me the opposite bevel for the other side. Make sense? I hope so. I should. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go get the little saw off the roof. That way I can run one square, one in the bevel. Yeehaw. Like making the ridge cut, and then I can just pull from that long point to my other long point, make that bevel cut. We're off to the races. Safety squints engaged. I've got what is probably a really convoluted and nonsensical video on how to lay out rafters with a framing square, if you want to go check that one out. And I have it on authority that it was convoluted and nonsensical because people have commented on said video pretty much saying that. I'm making it a little more eloquent, but, you know, they said I'm stupid or whatever. I said there's way more rafter videos out there by intelligent people that know what they're doing. Go watch those videos. What the hell do I care? I don't care. I'm not me. I'm rambling. 6-pitch, 27 degrees. I usually like to go a little steeper. So I'll push this close to a 30 because my saw is off because I drop it too many times. Just under 30. There we go. Oh boy, oh boy. There's my first one, this side. There's my bevel. Woo. Now I just have the bevel for the other side. I just pull and take the longest one I can get out of it. There's one for the other side. I'm going to cut the rest of these and we'll go install them. Alright, I think I got the right side up here, and the correct side I should say, and we're going to try to install these. Hopefully they work. It worked. They fit. Now you can probably see here. Well, here you go. You can see where I've got to get another 2x4 under here to catch these heels, or else over time it would just split right here. Yeah, I mean over a million years probably. My long one here, I forgot I still have to cut a bird's mouth in it, so I'll go do that. I'll get these installed. Okay, well, surprise, surprise, we actually got all the rafters in. Check it out. I just cut all these down and ran them. Did it as quick as I could. I didn't have the camera on. You guys have seen me cut and set rafters enough times before. With this wall, tying that outside wall straight, and then the big header here, there's no bow to this because these aren't big rafters. They're not carrying a lot of weight. So ceiling joists will go in next. Like I said, they're going to be, you know, hangered in there across here and sit on the top plate like a normal joist. I don't know how much you got of that, me installing the fascia and some blocking on that last rafter over there. But today my plan was to get the fascias in, get all of our ceiling joists in on this porch, and then probably get the OSB on the front side, at least here. But that might change up a little bit because I got a call from the contractor and he needs some more framing up in that gable because it needs a firewall all the way up, so that inside gable that we had just framed needs to have some nailers in there for fireboard, and he wants to run the rest of the house wrap. So I'm going to get this door down to size and completely trimmed the way it needs to for the overhead door. And then hopefully we can get back to this, and he's supposed to be getting me some joist hangers because I need about 16 joist hangers, and I have 0, so that means 16 minus, I need 16 more. I don't know if any other gremlins are going to pop up that need to be taken care of. But I hope to, in the next couple days, have this completely wrapped because I have got a lot of time and money tied up in this one, and I'd like to cash out because I'm poor. I'm gonna go after this door next, just because it's kind of low-hanging fruit, and then we'll go inside and figure out that gable. Okay, the door trim is on, and now let me show you what we got going on in here. Or what we're going to attempt to have going on, or what needs to be going on, or what might be going on. This is corny if you ask me, but I kind of get it. This is a firewall, so it needs to go all the way up into the gable, although this will be in the attic. So I got a few things like this, and obviously this. It's overhanging. So we're gonna have to cut all that stuff back and get studs that run all the way up so the fireboard can be installed all the way. Hopefully that makes sense to you guys. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just gonna make it up as I go, which, 99% of the time, that's how I do it. It'll be all right. Okay, well, that was an embarrassingly long time to cut this OSB off, so instead of using a Sawzall, we're going to cheat and do this in a stupid fashion, which you should not do at home. I am the amateur idiot here. I'm a professional idiot, actually. We're going to take these ends off. Done messing around. That's easier. Alright, well, after much wailing and gnashing of teeth, I think that is what is needed. You can kind of see everything planes through. So they'll run the fireboard all the way up. I'm going to leave this last joist out. General can put it in, or I can come back if need be, or drywallers can put it, somebody can put it in. Hopefully not me, honestly. So I think I might get back to figuring out these joists and running these. The only thing I can't do is put the hangers on because I don't have the hangers yet. And we can get kind of back on track of where I wanted to be. It's only 1:30, but I'm not so sure anybody's going to be home until really late tonight, so I might head home because it's around the corner from here, and kind of hydrate for a couple hours and come back this evening and then work later. Might even bring the dog with me. I'm going to make some phone calls and see who's going to be home. Maybe we'll stay and work. Who knows? I don't know. Why am I even telling you this? You don't care. I'm tired today. I feel like I am dehydrated again, or still. Can't keep enough fluids in me. It's hot. It's hot. Whatever. I know, I'm whining again. All right. This is probably one of my slower days lately of just not getting anything done. Look at that. They're cut. They're ready to go. It's the 8 in the field joists. We'll still have to produce one for each end here, but those will get nailed up across. Here's something interesting. This wall seems to somehow just be attached to that wall. with this block. I don't know what's going on there. That's not for me to worry about. Luckily, this is right about where the layout for my joist is. So we can bring the joist right across this plate and hit into there, and then hopefully everything's nice and solid. And we will attach to this plate as far as we can. Just like the porch, we're just going to nail them in with the gun, and then when the hangers are on site, the hangers will go on, and I'll use the hanger nailer, the positive placement nailer, to attach those. So we gonna wrestle some of these in here, and then wrestle them up there, and then hopefully not bonk us in the head with anything. And we keep going. We roll on. I'm about to exact revenge against all those plumbers out there. Take that, plumbers. Carpenters have sawzalls too. Whoa. That don't work. Son of a gun. I was getting all excited to keep moving, and I didn't realize that when I ran that screw in, it drew up and it brought it off the plate. I just put the nails in there. Now I gotta cut the nails out. I gotta take that screw out, and then I've gotta draw everything back over again and get it where it's supposed to be, because I was going a little too fast and I screwed up. Go figure. Hey, I make mistakes all the time. I try to point them out. I mean, if I pointed all of them out, we'd never get anything done around here, and these videos would be 7 hours long. Going after the OSB on this east side of the roof first thing, because the sun's coming up. It's supposed to be hot today. It's nice and cool right now, but it ain't gonna last. So I want to get that done, and then that might it's too early on a Saturday, I'll tell you what. That might provide some shade to do a little bit of work inside, or I might just go straight for the west side too. All we have to do on that side is get the fascia on the back, and then sheet that up. That's done. It can be dried in. It's ready to roof. It's ready to side. Everything's ready to go. The only thing is I still don't have my joist hangers on site. Although I haven't actually looked inside the house. They might be sitting inside the house. But without much further ado, I'm getting after this thing right now. So good spot for the camera, and I'll get set up. We're going to start launching OSB and just nailing it everywhere. It's going to be awesome. We get a slaw burger, fries, and a bottle of ski. Bring it on out to my baby and me. Let's all go. Let's all go. Well, let me show you something. You see that? We're a little out of square. I gotta cut some off of that side. Hopefully we're not more than 1.5 inches off in that 4 feet. So I'm gonna cut some off of this side and then we're gonna see how it breaks. Hopefully it still catches and we can make it work. If not, I'm gonna be scabbing 2x4s on everywhere. I had a feeling this thing wasn't square, but what can you do? It is hot already. And as long as those rafters aren't too squirrely, or if they're squirrely in the proper direction, I think we can make this being out of square work without having to make crazy cuts or scabbing on 2x4s. Fingers crossed. It's getting warm quick. But we got the east side done. 8:48, just a little over an hour from setup. I think I'm gonna jump inside, get some nailers in, maybe do some king posts and some collar ties while it's partially in the shade and still kind of breathing, so I'm not doing attic work once it's all closed up. I think that's it in here, boys and girls. We got some king posts and some collar ties in here. Let's see, I threw a nailer up, doubled that up so it was out into the room so they can get their drywall on the ceiling. That should be good once it's all cleaned up. I'm not in charge of demo, I don't care. This joist has been clipped to go, once the fireboard is on, go up there so the ceiling can plane all the way through. I don't see anywhere else that needs nailers. The general said that he will take care of things like that if need be. No hangers. I don't know, man. What am I supposed to do? Sit around? Should I have brought my tent waiting for hangers? I don't know. Let me go around back and show you what we got going on for the roof sheathing. Got a 141-inch fascia needs to go on there. And then we throw the sheathing on it. I think we'll be done here. I don't want to jinx it, but I think we'll be done here. So let's do it. Let's get the sheathing done and be done. Be done. Well, on my phone because I think the GoPro died, but I think we're done up here. Like, done. Garage done. Laundry bath area rebuilt. Done. I can't stress done enough. Let's get off this roof, it's getting hot. Alright guys, I think we've got this project wrapped up. Never got the joist hangers. I'm going to leave that up to the general. He can do them. He didn't get them to me. He can take care of it. But we successfully framed up a new 22 by 22 garage, attached it to the old laundry / bathroom, and then disassembled not one but 2 roof structures over that room and reframed everything, including new joists. It should be good to go. But we got it done. Shade under a decade, you know? It was a harrowing ordeal. Time frames just didn't work out, and weather didn't cooperate. It's been beautiful. We've had literally 3 straight weeks with no rain, not a trace of rain in 21 days. But it was hot. It made it difficult getting here in the evenings because I was pretty much exhausted already from working during the day. And speaking of exhausted, I think I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to get home, mow what's left of my lawn while I'm still a disaster, and then probably get out to the garage and work on the Cherokee. And all those videos will be going up on the second channel. So if you want to go check out the second channel and subscribe, I don't know how much content is there at the time you're seeing this, but I'm trying to get a second channel up and running. I think it'd be pretty cool to be able to put all the kind of shop project, vehicle projects over there, and we'll keep this building because that's what you guys want to see. But I want to ask you guys, I got quite a few people that follow this channel now, and some of you weirdos actually stick around this far into a video. I still don't get that. I think you guys probably need to have your heads checked, but that's not for me to decide. It's between you and your therapist. Anyway, let me know if you got any informative information out of this video. I want to know if I can put more stuff out like this, and I keep wanting to just do full builds because that's kind of what this channel is being morphed into by you guys. You're the ones that are demanding it, so that's what I want to give you. And I can't do that all the time, so if I can do something like this, it's kind of partially informative on something, let me know if it's a good video, or you just want to stick around and watch the full builds, or if you want shorter ones that are just some projects, you know, just weird dumb things with me mumbling to myself, let me know if you want to see those things. Whatever, drop a comment down below if you have made it this far, and just give me some feedback and let me know what you want to see on this channel. Other than that, you all have a blessed evening, because it's evening here, but the video is probably going up in the morning, but maybe you won't see it until the afternoon. So I don't even know. You guys just make best of whatever time it is, of whatever day it is now. And I will see you guys later. All right, it's just us, the diehard gang. I told you at one point I'd give you a quick walk through this place, so I'm gonna do that now, because you guys stuck around, and I appreciate that. All right, this is a 22 by 22 garage. There was originally a 20 by 20-ish garage here that burned. So that got demoed. This got rebuilt pretty aggressively. This was drawn up by an architect, so it's got all the bells and whistles on this thing. Big old, like, 12-inch LVL. And it didn't need it because it's a Gable wall, but it's all there. That's what they wanted. That's what they got. So I reframed this with the help from a friend. He gave me a couple days on this because we were doing weekend work and he could help. So this is where it was attached to the house. This all burned too. It was not much left of this existing wall here. And then the smoke and the fire got into here and really scorched the roof structure in here. And these joists originally weren't right, so it's a good thing that this all got taken out. There was a roof that went from here to here, was the original, and then out here they later on put a beam and then brought the roof from there all the way up and then down to the beam. So basically the footprint that I reframed it in. But what I did was added a header all the way across here, so that catches the rafters now instead of them going all the way out to the beam. The beam was way undersized, and also the beam didn't clear 6'8", so you didn't have head clearance on the patio. And the patio here is the access for the door. There's no other way out here except to go under that beam, which is now pushing 7 feet tall. So that's good. And that weight is all carried by this improvised wall up here. So it was a lot of demo. I way underestimated how much demo was in here with the two roof structures, but that's all done. This wall is left open for firewall. We will have 5/8 drywall going here, and then 5/8 drywall going here. So hopefully the same disaster doesn't happen. There's the joist that will go up after the drywall's up, so the ceiling can go in. So that was the scope of my work, was to build the garage, demo this roof and ceiling structure, and then reframe everything. So that's done. I'm done. It's ready for shingles, ready for siding. They should be coming this week. So here's the rest of the house. Definitely a lot of soot damage. I can still smell the smoke damage, which really needs to be addressed. You got to do a lot of TSPing and stuff, and getting everything washed down. I'm wondering if we've got new water tank and furnace. I'm not sure, but I know there's a lot of new wiring going on and a lot of new duct work. I think a lot of the duct work just got torn out because of probably smoke damage. Here's bedrooms. This is a rental for one of the local universities here. There's the bathroom. Like I said, I can still smell it. It needs a lot of scrubbing down. You need to do a lot of washing down with TSP and stuff. They've sprayed a lot of this on it. I don't think it's really killed the smell that much. But we'll see. That's not my thing. When I had a fire at one of my rentals, luckily it didn't breach too bad to the inside. It was a fire on the outside of the house, but there was still a lot of smoke smell. So I had Service Master come and they cleaned everything. And it was good. Like within a week, it didn't even smell in there, which was kind of nice. I didn't want to do it myself. The insurance covered it. The outside work I did myself, and you can go check that out. I'll put a card to that video somewhere here, I guess. But I just let them cut the check to Service Master. They washed everything down, and after everything was done and repaired, they came and cleaned the carpets, and they cleaned all the ductwork. So everything inside was cleaned up. Luckily, the renters had renter's insurance. But hey, thanks for sticking around, the diehard crew, watching this video all the way to the end. And you got the bonus footage here. I'm gonna get home and go after some projects there. See you guys later.